everyone. Here we are with another previous year university question of KTU based on module 3 of FM. So the first question is a venturi meter is used for measuring the flow of petrol in a pipeline which is inclined at 35 degree to the horizontal. The specific gravity of petrol is 0.81 and throat area ratio is 4. If the difference in mercury level in the gauge is 50 mm, calculate the flow in liters per hour. If the pipe diameter is 0.3 meters, take coefficient of discharge, that is CD, as 0.975. So here we have to calculate flow in liters per hour, which is discharge. So it is given the fluid which is passing through this venturi meter is petrol and its specific gravity is given as 0.81. And throat area ratio is the area of the pipe by area of the throat, which is equal to 4. Then it is given the difference in the mercury level. So here we have a mercury in this venturi meter. So difference in the mercury level, piezometer. So the difference in the mercury level, that is this difference is 50 mm, which can be written, if we are writing it in meters, it will be 0.05 meters. Okay, and the pipe diameter, that is this diameter, is 0.3 meter and CD is given as 0.97. So let us see how can we calculate the discharge. So the discharge of a venturi meter can be calculated by using this equation. Q is equal to CD into A1 A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square root 2GH. So here we have D1, diameter of the pipe, which is 0.3 meters. So A1 can be written as pi by 4 D1 square. So pi by 4 D1 square, D1 is 0.3. So pi by 4 into 0.3 square, that is A1, which will be 0.071 meter square. And it is given area of the pipe to area of the throat ratio is 4. So A1, we know A1, and A1 by A2 is equal to 4. A2 is the area of the throat. This is diameter of the throat, that is D2. Then A2 can be written as pi by 4 D2 square. So we will get the value of A2 from this equation, that is A1 by A2 is equal to 4, then A2 is equal to A1 by 4, which will be 0.018 meter square. So we have both the areas of the pipe and area of the throat. Now we know the equation H is equal to X into SH by SO minus 1, where H can be found out from the equation, where if the X level difference between these mercury level differences is given, then the difference of the heavier liquid in the column of U2 manometer is 0.05, and SH is the specific gravity of the heavier liquid. Here heavier liquid is mercury. So mercury, we know the specific gravity of mercury, that is 13.6, and the specific gravity of the liquid, that here we are using petrol. So the specific gravity of the petrol, which is given as 0.81. So we have SH, SO and X. From there we can calculate H, which can be applied in this equation. So here what we know is CD is known, A1 is known, A2 is known, only H was unknown, but we now calculated the value of H. So H is equal to 0.05 into 13.6 by 0.81 minus 1, which is 0.789. Now we can calculate the actual discharge, which is equal to CD into A1 into A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square root 2GH. So here we are applying all the values. CD 0.975 and A1 is 0.071, A2 is 0.018 and H is 0.78. Now applying all these equations, you will get the answer in liters per second. So in order to convert it into liter per hour, we will multiply it with 3600. So 0.0713 into 60 into 60, which will be 256.68. So this is the discharge in liters per hour. Okay, I hope it is clear. So it is just the application of this equation, and you know how to calculate the value of H. Okay, now we will move to next question. This is also another question from September 2020 question paper. The question is based on orifice. So the question is, an orifice in the side of a large tank is rectangular in shape, and it's 1.2 meter wide and 0.7 meter deep. The water level on one side of the orifice is given as 0.2 meters above the top edge of the orifice, and the water level on the other side of the orifice is 0.25 meter below the top edge of the orifice. Now it is asked to compute the discharge, and CD is given as 0.62. So you must know this is a case of large rectangular orifice. And if we draw a figure based on orifice, so here we have an orifice. Okay, so this is our top edge of the orifice. So this one is the top edge of the orifice. Okay, so let's say this is the top edge, this is the bottom edge, and it is given the rectangular orifice is 0.7 meter deep. So this depth is 0.7 meters. And the water level on one side of the orifice is 1.2 meter above the top edge. So here the water level will be 1.2 meter above the top edge, 1.2 meters. And the water level on other side of the orifice is 0.25 meter below the top edge. So total depth of the orifice is 0.7. So the water is only 0.25 meter below the top edge. So it will be somewhat like this, 0.25 meter. Okay, so our water is here. So this is a case of large rectangular orifice, and one side of the orifice, this orifice have two portions. One side of the orifice is discharging freely, whereas the other side of the orifice, the other portion is partially submerged. So we can say, and this side is discharging freely, and this side is partially submerged. So in order to calculate the total discharge, we have to calculate the discharge Q1 and Q2. So we have to calculate the discharge which is partially submerged and which is freely um, freely discharging. Okay, so let me just draw another figure showing the values as H1, H2, because it will be helpful if you're doing another similar question. Okay, now the total depth, this depth is called H, and this depth is called H1. That is the water above the top edge of this orifice, and the water above the bottom edge of the orifice is called H2. Okay, if this is the case, then Q1 is equal to CD into B into H2 minus H into root 2GH, and Q2 discharge in this side will be 2 by 3 CD B into root of 2GH into H raised to 3 by 2 minus H1 raised to 3 by 2. So these are the discharges which will be when we consider the orifice as upper and lower portion. So upper portion of the orifice will have a discharge of Q1, and the lower portion of the orifice will have a discharge Q2. So total discharge is equal to Q1 plus to, or we can write total discharges CdB into H2 minus H root 2 GH plus 2 by 3 CdB into root 2 GH into H raised to 3 by 2 minus H1 raised to 3 by 2. Now let us come back to a question. Here in our question, it is given. So from this figure, let me write down H1 is equal to 1.2 meters and H is equal to H is the height of this water level, and so the difference between both water levels. So let us say this total, this height is 1.2 and this height is 0.25. So H will be 1.2 plus 0.25. Now H2 is the height of the water level above the bottom edge of the orifice. So we have depth of the orifice as 0.7 meters. So H2 can be written as H1 plus depth of the orifice, which is 1.2 plus 0.7. Okay. So here we have a width of the orifice as 1.2 meter, depth of the orifice is 0.7. So height of the water above the top edge of the orifice is 1.2 meter, and difference of the water level on both sides. Difference on the water level on the both sides is 1.2 plus 0.25. This one is 1.2 meter. This one is 0.25 meters. And total depth is 0.7. So the H2 is 1.2 plus 0.7, which is 1.9 meters. So we have all the values. Now it is just substituting the values in the equation. So we have Q1 CdB H2 minus H into root 2 GH, which will be 1.785 meter cube per second, and Q2 is 2 by 3 CdB root 2 GH into H raised to 3 by 2 minus H1 raised to 3 by 2, which is 1.141 meter cube per second. So the total discharges, just adding up all the discharges, that is Q1 plus Q2, which will be coming around 2.926 meter cube per second. Thank you.